and welcome to Focus on the Community. I'm your host, Tracy, and I'm here with Ike Rayford and Lakeshia Rainey from Top of Morning Toastmasters. How you guys doing tonight?
Great.
Thank you guys for coming out. Can I just have you talk a little bit about what exactly is the Toastmasters International program?
Toastmasters International is a wonderful program that allows you to advance in your public speaking, your leadership skills, and it's basically a hands-on training year-round.
Okay.
In a nutshell.
Okay, in a nutshell. So you guys are a local club for this, correct? Like, how many different kind of clubs can you have for this?
Well, you can have actually as many clubs as the city can maintain, right? We are a local club, one of 8 clubs in the Sioux City area.
Okay.
The way the organization is broken down, it's areas, divisions, and then district, and the district is the state. So there are like 90 clubs throughout the whole state, but in Sioux City, which our area, we have 6 clubs in Sioux City, South Sioux, and Lamar's. So.
Okay. What kind of people are involved in those kind of clubs? Like, is it mostly like professionals? Do you have to be in a certain career field to be in it?
Toastmasters is for any and everyone. Whether you are a student wanting to branch out into the world and get your interviewing skills tip-top shape, get your communication, both written and writing, tip-top shape, work on impromptu speaking is something that a lot of people have a difficult time with. Toastmasters is for you. So it's for anyone, absolutely anyone.
Okay. How did you guys get involved in Toastmasters?
Well, I actually joined from my employer, and I wanted to work on my leadership skills. It is a leadership and communication program or organization, and so I wanted to really work on leadership skills, and so I joined, and I've been able to do that.
Okay.
I was invited to attend the leadership workshop that Toastmasters, the Top of Morning Toastmasters group offers last February, and I loved it. It was for me. I don't know why it took so long for me to get into the groove, but after visiting the club setting a couple times, I joined.
Okay. Now, what kind of club is this? Do you have like yearly dues or anything?
We do, and we like to just point out that it's almost cheaper than a can of pop a day. Really, it really is an inexpensive way to grow and learn. The dues can vary according to each club and what they are trying to do, but it's under, I want to say, it's under $100 a year, so it's very reasonable. And if you broke it down, it'd probably be like $1.55 a week.
That's not too expensive.
Not at all.
Exactly. You couldn't really complain about that. So if somebody was interested in joining like either the Top of Morning or any of the other Toastmaster clubs, how would they go about doing that?
Well, there's a couple of different ways. You can go to the international website and find a club that's nearest them, or you can probably give Lakeshia a call. Or we do have a vice president of membership, and I believe Lakeshia is the vice president of public relations, right? And so we can give a phone number, or we do meet every Tuesday at noon at the Clarion Hotel. Person can just show up and come be a part of. And we'll even feed them for that first meeting.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad deal. You get a lot of college students on that deal, I think. So just being involved in Toastmasters, how do you think it's helped you guys personally?
Personally, I do see a difference in the way I approach different situations being in leadership. Just from even reading through the Toastmasters materials, you learn. Once you step into that leadership role and you watch how other leaders in your club react and how they handle certain situations, you learn. And it's a wonderful hands-on training.
Okay.
I know that personally it has helped me in my career. It has also helped me from a Toastmaster standpoint. I don't like to toot my own horn, but I am the district governor for District 19 for the state of Iowa, so I represent the whole state. And I have just been able to really grow as a person, professionally, socially. One thing that we like to say, that everyone has something to say, but Toastmasters teaches us how to say it and how to say it quickly and get to the point.
I think I might benefit from this. So if somebody wanted to they were thinking about joining and they didn't want to kind of get thrown into, doing public speaking right away, is there a kind of steps you go through in this club?
There absolutely is. When you first join, you have as long as you need to take to even get up and do your first speech. What we have are 2 manuals that you will start with.
Okay.
Your Competent Communicator Manual and a Leadership Manual. The Communication Manual, you have 10 basic speeches. Each speech, you work in a different skill. At the end of that manual, you combine all the skills that you have worked on, and then you're ready.
Okay.
And it's at your pace, so that's the beautiful thing. And there are other things throughout the meeting that you can do because the meeting is set up to have prepared speeches and also what we call table topics, which is extemporaneously speaking. So that's off the cuff, and someone poses a question and you have a minute to a minute and a half to speak. And so it's fun, and sometimes people are real nervous about it, but we really encourage people to just start at your pace, start at something. We do a word of the week, so that may be something a new person start at. Bring a word, and that's the word that we use for the whole week, or we're challenged to improve our vocabulary. Or it may be a joke. Toastmasters encourages us to have one good, clean joke, and so that may be the case. So there are some steps that can be taken that's less threatening. The mission of the club is to provide a mutually supportive environment to foster self-confidence and growth in the club, and that's what we're about, really. And the evaluations, they definitely do that as well.
Okay. So with the evaluations, does a leader evaluate you, or do you do group evaluations?
You could do both, actually, but someone's assigned an evaluator. So if Keisha was speaking and I was assigned her evaluator, then she would give her speech and I would take her manual and basically go down the checklist and then give my own points that I feel is warranted in that speech. And vice versa. If I was giving a speech, she may do it, or someone else may. And so that's what we feel is how you grow. We found that in other programs, you're given an assignment and then that's just it, and it's done, and you go on about your business. Mm-hmm. Well, in Toastmasters, you get that evaluation right then and there, and you can say, hey, you know what? Okay, I can work on some of these things.
Right. So it's kind of a more personal evaluation thing then.
Yes.
Exactly.
That sounds like a pretty good deal. When you guys are giving the speeches, are you assigned a topic, or do they kind of pick their own topic kind of?
What's great about Toastmasters is you are assigned a skill to work on, and you choose your own topic. And so with our group, we have a variety of people, and so you get to learn a lot about each other by listening to the speeches and the different speech topics that people present.
Yeah, and that's absolutely the truth. I mean, we have a doctor in our group. We have a city worker, law enforcement, media. We have salesmen, bankers, and so as Lakeisha pointed out, you are given some of the the subjects in the manual. You may have to talk about vocal variety or use vocal variety, and that's really emphasizing some parts of your speech. You may have to show what you mean, which is using props and knowing how to show those things that you're talking about. You may have something about using certain big words or little words, and so it's just you're given kind of the idea, but you pick what you want to talk about. And if you remember, maybe you want to talk about television, or maybe you want to talk about photography, and that would be something that we sit back and learn, wow.
So you learn a lot of interesting things probably then.
Absolutely.
What do you think one of the most interesting speeches you've heard is?
I'll tell you one of the it was a really good speech. I've had the opportunity to travel the country, and so I've heard a lot of speeches. But one of the best speeches, one of the manuals is you have to do kind of a make-believe speech. And we had a pastor who was speaking, and he was talking about an affair that he had had. And at the end of the speech, he says, I just have to give it up, and he throws out these floppy disks from a computer. So he had had an affair with the computer because he had bought a new computer, and he hated to give up his old one.
Oh,
and so, I mean, he had it worded perfectly. So it was great. I mean, it was just a perfectly spun speech.
Pretty entertaining one.
Exactly.
Do you have any special ones in memory, or?
Not off the top of my head,
Okay.
special to memory, but one thing that I can say I've enjoyed is hearing from some of the advanced manuals. Actually, one speech that comes to memory is an interpretive reading that Ike did in one of our club meetings, and it was interesting. It was actually a poem that someone from New York had written. And just to hear words from someone else being read by a Toastmaster, that's something else that we work on, is not only something that we've written, but has been written by someone else, and to get it interpreted to an audience.
Sounds like it's a pretty interesting kind of way to look at different things. Do you guys have like contact information just in case anybody in the audience is interested in joining, talking to you guys?
Sure. Like Ike said, Tuesdays at the Clarion Hotel, the 2nd floor. Otherwise, currently I'm serving as the Vice President of Public Relations, but next Toastmaster season, I will be the Vice President of Membership. So I'll feel comfortable with giving my number, which is 712-203-2019.
Okay. All right. That sounds like it's, so how did you guys get elected into the different offices that you have?
I actually have worked the ranks, I guess, if you say. I started out, I was a club officer, such as Keisha, and then I worked my way to the district, and I was an area governor, then division governor, and then I was the lieutenant governor, and now I'm the district governor. And so I like to call myself the biggest servant of the district. So, you know, at the top spot, you reverse it, and so now I serve all of Toastmasters. And it's just time and putting in, you know, I was voted and elected to that position, so.
Dedication and everything else.
Yeah.
How'd you get your office then?
I was appointed by our president and then voted upon by members of the club.
Nominational process.
Yes.
It happens, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
But you wouldn't complain though. You enjoy every minute of it, I'm
do.
sure.
I love it.
That's good.
One thing that I have learned is you'll only get out of it what you put in, and that's with anything you do. And with Toastmasters being a volunteer organization, you're truly driven. This year, our theme of the district was "Let Growth Be Your Promoter," and I truly see each of us promoting ourselves through growing. You know, if you're not growing, you're dying, right?
Cradle to the grave kind of thing, right?
Absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you guys for coming out tonight. We're just about out of time, but thank you for coming and let us know about Toastmasters.
Yes.
All right, thank you for tuning in to Focus on the Community. I'm Tracy. We'll see you next time.